the monkey.
Welcome, everybody. We're going to be reviewing the monkey this week. So stay tuned and hear our opinions and all that stuff.
Is this a metal thing?
Yes.
Little taste.
David, what is this?
It's pretty thick.
Great.
I have to kill a lot of people. Just tell me what you want me to fuck.
I have big tits and a tiny vagina.
Oil me up, Daddy.
I can't believe that Bryce prefers big tits. Mistletoe alert. This is backcountry.
This guy was a real jerk.
How long can Hugo be pregnant?
Chomp, 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 chomp.
Oh, she's such a dick, David.
Okay, everybody, put on your corpse handling gloves.
Ew.
Hoodie Picasso. Horror.
Monka.
Muted.
Hey, everybody. It's Horror Movie Talk. I'm Bryce Hanson, and with me is Max, the boy wonder, and Sydney, the they. Every week we review a single horror movie. New theatrical releases always get priority, but we also review older horror movies, both good and horrible. Make sure to rate, review, and subscribe on iTunes. Full video available on YouTube. Don't be a square. Be sure to share with your friends. It's how we grow. And also check out patreon.com/horror movie talk. If you don't like ads, that's the way we can get rid of them. If we reach our goal on Patreon, we're going to get rid of ads. And frankly, it's going to be a huge hassle. So kind of wishing that no one joins at this point. If you want to add your P to the community pool, go to horrormovietalk.com or call 682-253-4468 and leave us a voicemail. We got a great show today. Again, we'll be reviewing the monkey. And we start out by giving a brief review and our score for the movie. We score on a scale of 1 to 10. After we give our score, we'll get into spoilers and take a deeper dive into what we liked about and hated about the film. So if you haven't seen The Monkey yet, you can skip that part, but stay tuned for our synopsis and review. Later on, we'll be answering our voicemails in a segment we call Horror Movie Whores. So let's get into it. The Monkey can be found in theaters now. What? Why are you...
You like paused like you were going to play a clip.
Oh.
Then you didn't. I don't know.
I've got several here.
Monkey.
The monkey can be found in theaters now. When twin brothers Bill and Hal discover a treasure trove of souvenirs in their absentee father's closet, they find a toy drumming monkey. Soon they discover whenever they turn its key, a horrific death occurs in their vicinity. After inadvertently killing a loved one, they decide to hide the monkey down a well to protect others. 2 decades later, Hal discovers that the monkey is killing again, and he must track down the monkey and stop it with his teen son.
Can I cut in for a second? Do you know why they didn't use a monkey with symbols? Like the regular...
Yeah, because, so in the original Stephen King short, and like in pop culture, it's usually the monkey with the symbols. But Disney owns that IP now because they put it in Toy Story 3.
Which is nuts because it's a toy.
They own monkey with symbols?
Yeah.
So
capitalism has gone too far. We can't own monkey with symbols.
Like, that's insane. It's been a toy forever before Disney was probably created, I'm assuming.
That is the intellectual property of humankind, I think. Monkey with symbols.
Well, the good news is they don't have Steamboat Willie anymore, so we can just, completely destroy the image of Mickey Mouse if we want to.
There's going to be a new Mickey Mouse movie coming out this year that we will be reviewing.
Will we?
Steamboat? Of course we will be.
We haven't done any of the Pooh or whatever ones. The Steamboat Willie one already came out, didn't it?
Did it?
No way.
Yeah, I thought it came out like
We missed
last
Steamboat?
year.
Hold up. Did we miss Steamboat?
Yeah, I thought.
No, not cruises.
Because it was Pooh, Blood and Honey had a sequel.
No, it comes out April 2025.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
Can't
when does
wait.
the Popeye one come out then?
Popeye?
I don't want to
Oh
watch
my
a
gosh.
Popeye horror movie.
The pictures from Steamboat look disgusting.
I didn't even
Yeah,
see the
all
Winnie
I've
the
heard
Pooh
is
ones.
bad things about Pooh, Blood and Honey, so I'm in no rush to watch any of them.
Oh my god, that looks bad.
Um,
David Howard Thornton is Screamboat Willie.
Screamboat.
That's the Terrifier.
Okay. So, let's get into the review. This film is Osgood Perkins' follow-up to Longlegs and is an adaptation of Stephen King's short story. I didn't know what to think going in. The trailer had a strong sense of dark humor, but since Perkins' other films don't rely on humor as much, I wasn't sure if he could deliver. But deliver he did. This is a fast-paced death fest fueled by a great script full of dry dialogue that acts as a counterpoint to the absurdity of the plot and the deaths that we see in... Anyways,
What?
I can't finish that sentence. I should probably just read what I wrote. It's like a cross between Final Destination and Dragnet. Another timely reference from Bryce Hanson. Theo, is it Theo or Theo?
It's Theo.
Theo James does the heavy lifting as the hapless Hal, being tortured by not only the monkey, but also almost everyone he meets. His resigned everyman is the perfect straight man for the insanity happening around him. The insanity in this case takes the form of crazy over-the-top deaths that are served in a steady drip line throughout the movie. It's got decapitations, explosions, tramplings, and much, much more. I had a real fun time. There was a good amount of people in the theater on Thursday night when I saw it at the first showing, and we all had a good time. I give it a 9 out of 10.
Wow.
What say you all?
Yeah, I enjoyed it, but I think it's hard to explain what I didn't like about it because I don't want to give away like crucial points of the movie. But I'll just say that the ending didn't impress me. I thought the ending wasn't very good, especially like the acting seemed to like really go downhill in those last few scenes. And the characters, I really wish I could just talk about what happens in the ending, but yeah, I was gonna give it like a 7 or an 8 because I was enjoying it, but that ending really, it plummeted for me. So I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. I agree. It was a lot like Final Destination, which I'm not a huge fan of Final Destination. I like this better. But yeah, and the dialogue a couple times, like throughout the movie, I thought was a little. It's like they're trying to write the mean characters are like supposed to be funny, but like half the time it's kind of just cringe. I don't know.
Yeah, it's campy. That's the thing. Is like it doesn't go like straight into camp, but like a lot of the dialogue and a lot of the stuff has an element of just campiness to it and over the top. You don't agree, Sydney?
When I first saw the trailer for this, I think I was seeing Nosferatu, and I was with my friend, and we turned to each other, and we were kind of like, I wonder what that movie is going to be like, because the trailer plays as like it's going to be like a funny horror like kind of thing, and so I went into it like I wasn't going into it like when we went into Hard Eyes being like, this is going to suck. And it didn't suck as much as we thought. I went into this being like, let's see what this is. I love Theo James. He was great in White Lotus season 2. I think he's the best part of this movie. Like he kills it. He kills both of the roles that he plays. And that it was really fun to see him, do two different people, like two totally different characters. But I can't say that I liked this movie. I love Final Destination. So that's opposite of Max. Like, I think that series is like, it leans into being like nuts. It leans into being like kind of dumb, but also really smart, like at the same time. And I think that, in my opinion, this movie itself could not decide if it was going to be serious or going to be funny. And that was my problem. Like, there were moments where I was like, okay, this is trying to be compelling, but it's too funny to be compelling. And then there were moments that I was like, okay, this is trying to be funny, but it's too serious to be funny. Like, I just don't think the movie itself could make up its mind. And I thought the script was like bad. Like, I was like, I don't care about Hal, like, really at all. Like, he kind of sucks. Like, and like, Bill was better. Like, Bill was at least like had a motive. Like, Hal was a nothing.
Yeah, I thought that Bill's character was bad.
That's
the
funny.
way they wrote him. I couldn't get into it. It like that was pulling me out of the movie. You know what else pulled me out of the movie? The little kid who's supposed to be a nerd grows up to be just this like super attractive man.
I know. I was like, this kid's gonna grow up and be Theo James.
What are you talking
like,
about? He has glasses on. It's disgusting.
Yeah, and people still treat him like he's this nerd, and he's like this hunk, like
Yeah.
this beefcake.
He's like super hot. Like, I couldn't believe, like, I think the beginning part when they're kids was way too long. I wish we got more of them older. And I am not saying I don't like Stephen King. I have read The Shining. I love that book. It's one of my favorite horror books of all time. But can we fucking stop adapting every single Stephen King short story? They are all the same. They are all the same, like, formula. I didn't even realize that this was based on a Stephen King. And when I got out of the movie, I was like, was that a fucking another Stephen King? And I knew it because it was in Maine. I was like, another. Like, can we adapt a John Farris novel? Can we adapt a Dean Koontz novel? Like,
well, you know the reason why every Stephen King short story is adapted, right?
Why?
He only charges like $1
Oh, that's fun.
to any filmmakers that want to, especially like up and coming filmmakers. Like, you could
That's actually
be
really
an
interesting.
independent filmmaker and just license a short story from him for like $1.
Well, that's great. And I like that he does that. That is really wonderful on his part. And I'm not saying that he's just like a bad writer, because he's not. It's very formulaic. Everything that is adapted of his, like, you can really tell. And I think it was just, I don't know. I just didn't like it.
What's the formula? I mean, other than
it's like, we're
just
in
the
New
Hollywood
England
stewarding.
and my life growing up sucked, and it made me grow up and have these weird feelings about being a family person and a father, and like, I have problems with my family, and then we have to solve those problems, and people are going to die because of some weird thing. And that's what happens in every one of his movies. Like, every one of his books. Like,
yeah, I mean,
And-
fair
That's
enough.
not wrong.
like, I get it. Like, I get it. And I thought the story here was like compelling. I liked how the beginning was Adam Scott. I love him. That was great. That was a good surprise, but I couldn't get into it. I wish I was just watching a Final Destination. I didn't like the end. There's one part about the end that I really want to talk about. But yeah, I'm giving this a 4, and all those points are going to Theo James's performance.
Wow.
Yeah. I didn't like it.
What did you give it, Max? Did you say your score?
I gave it a 6. But yeah, there are some, now that I'm thinking back on it, there are some like really funny moments in this movie.
I mean, I'm shocked that you guys didn't.
No, I'm
Like-
telling you, that ending was so bad. I don't know.
I don't remember the ending being that bad. Like,
It was.
it's-
The last like 10 minutes, I was like just so checked out.
I also didn't like the boy with the bangs covering his eyes. He was a bad actor. Like, he was really bad. Like, he was not funny. Like, I was like, this guy sucks at acting. I'm sorry to whoever that is, but I couldn't. Maybe it was a script. Maybe it was the script's fault. But I thought the writing could have been more compelling. I thought we could have cared about the characters more.
Yeah, see, in my opinion, it works better that you don't care about the characters, that like Theo's just kind of like a sad sack and doesn't get any real redemption, or you don't actually care about his character, just because it just fits the absurdity more. It just more is like,
I'm fine with him being a sad sack. I think he was just a little boring.
Yeah. I did like Elijah. So Adam Scott and Elijah Wood being in the movie
Elijah
for like
Wood
cameos was great.
So funny.
Like that was great. But
he's the leading expert in his field.
so great. It's perfect. But yeah, I just didn't think it was. I wish it was funnier, or I wish it was more serious. I wish it just took a side. Like I wanted it to be like super camp or super serious.
See, I didn't see it as serious at all. Like there was no point at which I felt like I'm supposed to take this serious.
Well, I feel like you're supposed to like feel something for Hal's poor life. Like, oh, this poor guy, like he's just trying to, I don't know.
I actually thought it was trying to make us feel for his brother more. Like especially with the end, I was just like, it wasn't working for me. Like I wasn't feeling for him.
See, for me, it's like, I don't think you're supposed to care about Hal. It's supposed to be funny how over the top, like he's picked on, like throughout his entire life. And it's like, all right, I guess my brother's just trying to kill me now. Like, and it's just
well,
so.
they were both trying to kill each other though. Right. So
I mean, it's not a sympathetic character. Like I don't think at any point in the movie it tries to portray Hal as a sympathetic character. I think it's like Charlie Brown kicking the football from Lucy. It's like, it's funny because he'll never stop trying and he's always going to fail, you know?
Yeah.
And why does he keep trying? Because his creator hates him, you know? It's like, that's.
I just think like Oz Perkins like does a really good serious horror movie. Like Longlegs like was really good. Blackcoat's Daughter is like one of my favorites, and you can see that like I gave it a 4 for Theo James's performance, and for like some of the framing and the shots were like, oh, I can see the Blackcoat's Daughter in this. I can see Longlegs in this. Like he knows how to make a movie. It's just
right.
I don't think he's that funny. Like I just don't think he's compelling as it's funny.
I mean, I guess it's a subjective thing, but I disagree. I thought it was really funny.
We have a subjective podcast.
There's a lot of laughs in the theater.
It was very visually appealing. I wonder if Sydney didn't think it was very funny because they were in a theater all by themselves.
I was the only one there. The only one there last night. It was so strange. Like it was because it opened on Thursday. So I was like, and I went to a small theater. I went to like an indie theater. It's very old. So that might have done it. But like, yeah, I think it might have been being alone. Like, I don't know.
I also had some little comedians in my theater, which was pissing me off. Like,
oh yeah,
when like the monkey pops up and then someone's like, hello, and then like a few people chuckle and like,
ugh, hate that. I hate when people do like that. It's like, shut up, go home and watch a movie at home. You're annoying. Fuck
all right,
that.
so that's probably the biggest spread that we've had
in a long time. So from 9 to 4. So, no, I loved it. When you sent this and I read the score, I was like, oh shit. I was like, we're not in agreement here.
Yeah. I mean, to be frank, this movie won me over in the trailer with this line, which I'm kind of pissed off that's not in the actual movie.
I know.
But this is my favorite line from the trailer.
The monkey that likes killing our family. It's back.
The monkey that likes killing our
like
family.
when I was telling my wife that I was going to see the monkey, she's like, "What's it about?" And it's like, well, it's here's a line from the trailer. The monkey that likes killing our family is back. I mean, that's all I had to know. It's just like the fact that line was written, even though it's not in the movie, like the spirit of that line is throughout this entire movie.
Yeah.
And yeah, the reaction of just like, just being, why don't you kill it? as the brother.
I mean,
great.
we'll get more into it, but I don't really understand like Bill's motives. Like really, like it was just like I guess I get it and I know what happens in the movie, but like I was just like, why is he evil? Like I don't get it. Like what is wrong with him? Like he's crazy.
All right.
Like,
well,
yeah,
I don't
whatever.
have a ton of notes in the
I saw that.
spoilers, but we'll just freeform it.
Yeah, we know. Yeah, we watched it.
You guys just saw it. So, anyways, if you're listening to commercials like this one, you don't have to, because if you join us on Patreon, you can get early access to episodes without ads. Underline that part, without ads. So you can avoid ads like this one. Also, if you want to support the show, there's plenty of ways you can do it. You can go to our shop on our website, horrormovietalk.com/shop. There we've got logo tees and stickers and end of list. Check out our resident artist, Dustin Goebel. He's a professional artist who fucks hard. He also takes commissions for artwork from HMT fans, so hit him up on Instagram at dgoebel00. That's at DGOEBEL00. Make your artistic dreams come true. If you want to call and leave us a voicemail complaining about ads like this one, call 682-253-4468.
Why do you point to this corner?
Because that's where the ad goes.
Where's the ad? Where's the ad coming from?
It's up there. It's coming from God. The ad gods.
Shut up.
Also, I realized that people on YouTube don't get any ads when we do that. Their ads are like spaced out randomly. And so when Bryce just points to the sky and said, here's an ad, nothing happens.
I think
Listen,
it's
Max,
funny.
I don't want to explain humor to you, but it's supposed to be funny. You know?
Bryce, I think there's a lot of things I actually need to explain to you. At the end of last episode, I proved that I am the most knowledgeable horror movie talk host.
We did get a comment about that on our YouTube last night. It said, wow, Max really pulling it out.
Uh-huh.
So, Bryce,
Go on
you big
Patreon
dum-dum.
and go to the afterpod.
You asshole.
Bryce has a thing or two to learn from me, I think.
Like Martin Scorsese in After Hours, perhaps?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I was so angry and then so impressed. It was
about time. It was about time. We had to do something.
Yeah. Rest assured, listeners, Max is dumb.
No,
It was a bit.
no, I'm not.
He doesn't know anything about Sunset Boulevard. I knew that shit immediately.
Sunset baloney, more like it.
Anyways. Thanks for listening to this ad. And then let's get into spoilers.
I see you have notes about the priest and the funeral, and I want to say that he was not funny. That was not funny. That was not a funny scene.
Disagree.
He walks up, he goes, fuck. No priest would ever do that in the history of the world. Like, it's not like...
Sydney, I don't want to have to explain humor to you, but
But it wasn't funny. It's like some girl just got decapitated, and he's like, it could have been you. What?
I think
He
if
was-
they had been a little more subtle with it, it could have been funnier. Like, if it was more like a priest that just doesn't really know how to give a funeral and is kind of just like winging it. This was more like, this kid is stoned.
Yeah, and there was like it reminded me of in Heathers when it's a dream, but like it's the funeral for like they set up that these guys are gay and like whatever, and the dad's like, I love my dead gay son. Like, that's a funny funeral scene. That's a good one. I liked that. This is not that. this is like a 20-year-old being like, I'm a priest. I'm like, no, you're not. Like, you're not.
Agreed to disagree. I thought it was really funny. I think it works in the trailer too. He just comes in, he's like, fuck. And he's just out of his depth.
Imagine getting decapitated at hibachi, though. That would suck. Like, that would suck so bad. And her head falls on the grill. I did like that. I
really liked Bill's relationship with the babysitter, how he was like in love with her. When, what does she say? She's like, just don't put your hands on the hot table. And he's like, I'm only a man, baby girl. And then she like blushes and she's like, oh, Bill.
No, I mean, I think, I think that pre-scene is kind of the touchstone for the movie, where it's like, this is as serious as you're supposed to take this, which is not serious at all. It's not a real life depiction. Like, of course, this guy would never be a priest, but in this world, he is, and he's completely out of his depth. And for some reason, that's okay. You know?
Yeah.
Even though it's very cringe.
Did you know Casco, Maine is a real place? It's a real town in Maine. I looked it up because I was
is there a Costco in Casco?
That's some serious research, Sydney. Wow.
I know. But I looked it up because my sister goes to college in Maine. So I was like, I wonder if Casco is like in the boonies, because my sister's college is in the boonies. And no, Casco is closer. It's a closer drive for me to get to than my sister's fucking college. And I was like, wow, so this isn't even in the middle of nowhere in Maine. It's pretty much a coastal town. But people in Maine are like it's like backcountry once you get up there. Like I thought the Maine aspect of it was very accurate of how like,
what is this, geography talk? What are we gonna go play GeoGuessr next?
Like, it's a small town. The population is 573.
Wow, what's its main export?
Do we know the state bird?
Yeah, what's its major industry?
I don't know.
Anyway, so the movie opens up. You guys already talked about, but there's a cameo by Adam Scott as the Hal and Bill. Oh, Jesus. All right, first let's zoom in.
You have to look up Casco.
Where's Casco?
I thought I'd find it Natty.
Natty. It's around there.
Well, she said it's a coastal town.
Well, it's not super coastal. It's like around Bar Harbor, I think.
Bar Harbor.
I found Castine.
Just look up Casco. There's a lot of towns. CASCO.
What?
Oh,
it's not near.
I was close.
There you go.
By Naples. They got some camping areas.
None of this is going in. Okay, so it starts out with Adam Scott.
You're putting that in.
Hal and Bill's father. We haven't met Hal and Bill yet, but Adam Scott is flustered. He's trying to offload or return, actually, this monkey to a pawn shop. So basically, now that I'm thinking of it, the story is he bought it from the pawn shop and he didn't actually get it on his travels at all.
Maybe he wasn't even a pilot. That was my takeaway. I was like, maybe he was just like, he got fired from his job or something. And so he kept just buying stuff from pawn shops and bringing it back.
Well, the kids called it his disguise. So.
Oh.
Interesting. Could be a catch me if you can situation.
A lot of absentee fathers in this movie.
Yeah, that's one of the that's one of the things I wrote down, is that this movie is like, if there was an underlying theme in this movie, it's just about shitty parents in general and how that affects you later on in life.
I thought the mom was good though. Like I thought she was like a fun mom who was making the best of her situation. Like when they do the funeral for the babysitter and she's like, everyone dies. You're going to die. I'm going to die. You don't know how it's going to happen. It could be an accident. It could be peacefully in your sleep. Like that's just what's going to happen. Let's go dance. Like I loved that. Like I thought that was a good way to like, I don't know.
Speaking of absentee fathers, please play this TikTok real fast. It's so worth it.
Let's see.
Post Malone fan 63.
Let's see if I can get it to.
Is that your TikTok?
Oops. Why? Hold on.
Hello.
I am a Post Malone fan. I like Posty.
He was big when we were in college. Like when Congratulations came out, like everyone.
No.
What do you
I'm not
mean?
into that Post Malone.
Well, that's what I was listening to in college. Zach and Codeine.
What's the best thing to bet on?
Fatherhood.
You bet on fatherhood?
You can always bet.
You bet on fatherhood a lot?
I just meant it more like an encouraging, like you can always bet on fatherhood. Right?
I've never heard that before.
I just meant like for all the people out there, you can always bet on fatherhood.
House always wins though, right? What's the
For
best?
context, they were talking about gambling, and he's
That's
wondering
so
what the best
funny.
thing to bet on is.
Well, it's funny for Drake to say that because he ignored his kid publicly for like 6 years.
Yeah.
You can always bet on fatherhood.
Has anyone checked in on Drake lately?
He's in Australia and someone flew a drone at his penthouse and he tried to throw his sandal at the drone and it didn't even get close to the drone and it was really good.
I don't really know anything, or honestly, I don't know what songs are Drake's. All I know that he got his ass handed to him on the most public stage in the universe.
You don't know Drake? He invented YOLO.
Okay. Good for him.
Yeah.
Great.
I could sing every Drake song right now.
I
love Kendrick. I will say I support him. But
I don't think Kendrick's good either. Neither of them are good. They're both bad. They suck.
Hot take. All right. So
I've seen both of them
Adam
live and
Scott
Kendrick
tries
is
to
better.
return this monkey to this pawn shop, and and it has the first death. You know, because he even tells the shop owner, he's like, "Listen, it's not a toy. It brings about death and destruction." And this guy's like, "Right."
He points to a sign that says no returns on children's toys. Like, that's so random. Like,
Yeah.
It's like, all right.
And so he goes to test it out to make sure it's not broken, and then immediately it does a final destination into some random suit of armor with a crossbow.
A harpoon.
A rat chews a rope
Right.
that lets go of the crossbow on the suit of armor that impales the store owner and then retracts and it pulls out his intestine.
Yeah. Which is absurd because so many things in that don't make any sense whatsoever. Like, number one, how would it retract and why? And then number two, why would you keep a locked and loaded crossbow or harpoon? Like,
Well,
I
not
understand
only do they
having it in there, but having it locked and loaded at all times.
It's
not
the
only do they have
security.
it locked and loaded, but they have a flamethrower that comes with fuel. It's pre-fueled.
It's true.
Which are flamethrowers are highly illegal. People try to melt snow with them in mass every year, and someone gets arrested every year. It's really funny.
I've thought about it.
What's wrong with flamethrowers?
They're illegal.
I don't think they are illegal.
Well, in Massachusetts, they
I think
are.
it's illegal to start a fire without permission. That's what's illegal.
True. You need a permit.
Yeah. You know, strangely, a lot of firefighting has to do with using flamethrowers. You know, there's actually.
Have you seen that
very useful
clip of the
tool.
guy who's like, you can't fight fire with water. You got to fight fire with fire. And the interviewer's like, they specifically do fight fire with water, though.
Well, not a grease fire.
Flamethrowers are legal for personal use in the United States.
Yeah.
Well, you can't use them to melt snow. I know that for a fact.
It sounds like you don't know much.
Yeah, they're just trampling on your rights over there in Massachusetts.
I know.
Haven't they heard there's the Second Amendment?
Having rights to abortion and gay rights and trans rights really suck.
How are we going to defend,
No flamethrower.
you know, from a corrupt government unless we have flamethrowers?
Yeah, now you have less children to help defend you because of all the abortion. How are you supposed to make a human shield of children with guns?
That was funnier than the entire movie.
That was wild. So anyways, that scene was great. He gets arrowed.
It was a good intro. It was a good intro to the movie. I liked it. I was like, okay, hell yeah, Adam Scott. I wish he came back. I wish he came back and said, I'm alive. I'm alive, kids.
Yeah, but then he wouldn't have aged enough.
What do you think happened to the dads? What do you think happened to Adam Scott? And what do you think happened to the dad of the kid with the bangs? Like, where did they go? All of their stuff was still in the house. Like,
Obviously,
what
they
happened?
died.
You think?
By the monkey.
But the person that turns the monkey thing doesn't die.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Adam Scott's character could have just literally actually left. I guess it never really explains how the monkey is able to regrow itself from being dismembered or
Well, it's like Annabelle.
burned.
It's like the Annabelle movies, like where like they like burn Annabelle and they throw her away and they fucking destroy her, and then she comes back and she's like, "Hey, bitches."
Yeah, as they say in the movie, obviously the monkey can teleport.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Obviously, you know the monkey can teleport, Hal, and he's like, "Yes, I know, Bill. I know."
Okay, so then it goes from the prologue to introducing us to Hal and his brother, Bill.
Too much, too long. This was too long of a. I don't know. I wish we got more of Theo James being older because he's so sexy.
Yeah, I mean, it sets it up, the relationship, and it like sets up how dangerous the monkey is and how they try to misuse it early on. But mostly it's just to show Hal being picked on by every single person in his life. And the character development of Bill is he's an asshole, just the biggest asshole, especially to Hal.
I love that the high school lesbians and Bill team up to fucking be mean to Hal. It's so funny.
With the Asian girl with the speech impediment. It was so awesome.
But she also talks like a gangster for some reason. Like, so good. The tracksuit.
I like that Bill is stronger because he ate the placenta as a baby.
Right.
He ate more of the placenta.
See, it's the little touches like that in the script where it's like Hal is the voiceover and he's describing how like Bill is the bigger, stronger one because he ate more of the placenta in the womb. And that's just
how
like
do you know?
Narrator saying that, but it's Hal. And then at some point during the film, Bill is picking on him and is like, I'm gonna eat mom's placenta. The rest of mom's placenta.
He says, "Shut up, or I'm gonna eat the rest of her placenta."
So yeah, not only is Bill an asshole, he is an idiot. He's very, very dumb.
But Hal's not
Bill,
like
Bill is dumb.
Yeah, Bill's dumb. Hal's not like particularly smart. He's just like weird. Because if he was smarter, he wouldn't. And I'm not saying smart people can't work at a convenience store for the rest of their lives, but like, why would he be a fully grown man just like working there if he was like actually a nerd. He's just a geek.
I don't know. Do they actually make him
other
than him having glasses? Do they make him be a nerd in school? Like, is he shown as an intelligent kid, or is he just
has
kid with
glasses?
So that's your assumption, Sydney.
That is some wild assumptions and some maybe problematic things you said about people who work at grocery stores.
I mean, it's fine. I've worked it everywhere, so.
Interesting.
I get it.
But grown adults shouldn't work at grocery stores.
No, that's not what I mean. I mean, like, why didn't he like get out of Maine and get away from the fucking monkey and like try to go to college across the country or something? Like, maybe the monkey wouldn't have followed
I saw
him.
it as he's trying to lay low from the monkey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. And I guess since he has a son, he wouldn't want to like move so far away. Which the whole son thing, it's so crazy. He's like he sees him for a week, a year, because he's afraid
one
that the
day
monkey.
a year usually.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah, again, he's not
He's just
sympathetic character.
Yeah, he's not a good guy.
So they find out, about their father's been absentee like most of his life. It's kind of murky where in the timeline the father disappeared. Like, was it immediately around this time, or was it several years before?
The way the mom talks about him is crazy.
Say that again?
The way the mom talks about him is crazy. Like, there's a scene where she's in the car and she's just like, your deadbeat father and all the shit that he left me, and you guys are going to inherit this shit when I'm gone. It's like, oh, God.
So, yeah, she's describing, like, all him bringing back these souvenirs and, not really have anything of value from them, but it's just like, he gets to disappear and not be in their life, but comes back with like, some trinket that she's got to store and eventually give to her son. And so that's the setup for the boys finding the closet with all of their father's stuff in it.
What is it? The organ destroyer monkey? What does it say on it? On the box.
Organ destroyer.
It says the organ something monkey, and then it says like life on it. And then Bill
life.
goes, you dumbass, it's lifelike. And he's like, no, it says like life.
So Bill was born like 3 minutes earlier, and they take that very seriously when it comes to inheritance. He's like, all this is mine, and you can have the monkey only if you say you want to suck its banana.
And then they pelt him with bananas. And he comes home from school. He doesn't wipe the bananas off. He just
sits down on the couch all banana
He's
gooey.
got the bananas. And then he tells the monkey, he's like, kill Bill, kill my brother. I hate him. And he turns the thing, and that's when his mom dies, which is so awful. Oh my God. Imagine your mom's making you a devil's food cake and her head fucking explodes. Like,
I know, before she's even finished and you
I
don't get to have the cake.
Fuck that.
It's
Probably
the worst.
tainted it too with all the blood.
Blood in the fucking batter.
Well, we skipped over my favorite like part of their relationship, where they're in the closet and they're finding the stuff, and then Bill finds these nudie cards, like a playing card deck with nude girls on it, and the scene ends with them just saying like, "Don't come into our room." It's like he just immediately finds these cards. It's like, I'm gonna go masturbate. Don't bother me.
Yeah, then they try to get rid of the monkey after the babysitter dies at Hibachi, and like it comes back, and then Hal like goes and asks his mom, he's like, hey, did you go in our room? And she was like, I haven't gone in your room since I found that stiff sock, honey.
Yeah.
He's like,
so yeah, at first they try to destroy it. Hal like cuts it up with a butcher knife,
and it bleeds.
And then they like throw it away, and then it comes back. And then after their mom dies, they put it down a well while it's in its box. I think like the secret is putting it in its box.
Right.
I think that's what keeps you protected. But that's successful, and it skips forward. Is it 20 years or 25
years?
25 years. And
well, no, they kill the uncle first.
That's right. They go stay with their aunt and uncle, which are like...
He's like, we're swingers.
They're swingers. They're like kind
it's
of the
Oz
granola,
Perkins. That's Oz Perkins.
gross people, you know? And
it's Oz Perkins and it's, what's his name? Gene. You know who I'm talking about. From Best in Show. The guy who did the movie. Eugene Levy.
Levy?
His daughter is the aunt.
Oh.
And Oz Perkins is the uncle.
Look at that. Sarah Levy.
Yeah.
Levy? Eugene Levy? Levy?
Levy.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, they go to their aunt and uncle's place and they make no allusions to the fact that, you know, they want kids. They're like, you know, we never wanted kids because we prefer to be independent and, you know, fuck other people whenever we want. And so it's a real cramp in their style.
You know what, Bryce? This movie actually proves your point that even people who don't want kids eventually have kids.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, it's unavoidable.
You know, if the monkey comes and kills your whole family, then you gotta live with your...
Never, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Never say never.
I liked the line where the uncle's like, you know what, we're going to do the best we can by you boys. And unfortunately, our best may not be very good at all.
And then they turn the thing again, and he gets killed in a hunting accident, but it's not a typical hunting accident. He gets trampled by a pack of 67 wild horses while he's in a sleeping bag. And when they opened the sleeping bag, they said his body looked like the insides of a cherry pie. That's the whole voice. And it was gross. I hated that scene where they opened the sleeping bag. I was like, that is so disgusting.
I mean, that was just straight raspberry jam.
It's disgusting.
It was great.
How'd they even
just
identify
the imagery
him?
of being pulverized to that point. Like, you'd have to have, like, that pack of horses, like trample,
come back,
turn around.
Why is that a sleeping bag? I like that he's all the way zipped up in a sleeping bag sleeping.
Maine is fucking cold, man. No matter what time of year it is, it's cold as fucking Maine. Oh my God.
Yeah, and then
25 years later,
they're old, and then
they're old. They're like in their 30s.
The aunt, which had survived up to that point, is killed.
Crazy.
What's the
circumstances with that? Like, how is the
monkey's like toying with her? First she falls face first into a box of fishing hooks.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And then she goes and finds that her oven, the burner, is like leaking gas.
Well, first she cleans her face with alcohol. That's the important
that's what
part.
it was. Okay, no, you're right.
Oh, I didn't catch
that.
So then she smells the gas and she leans onto the stove to smell it. And that's when her face lights on fire. And you'd think, okay, she's going to burn to death. No, she runs outside and she gets impaled by the fucking for sale sign. Oh my God. Like, that poor woman, she did not deserve that. I'm sure she did not.
Well, it's all that swinging, the degenerate lifestyle. You know, it comes back to haunt you one day in very dark ways.
Well, she was selling her house. She was ready to move on with a new chapter of her life. And yeah.
She was probably still swinging.
She must have had osteoporosis to have that sign go through her skull that easily. You know?
She full force ran into that shit.
She had flimsy skull.
Yeah. Flimsy skull syndrome.
She didn't wear the helmet as a kid.
Oh,
yeah. She had a weakness in her skull because she didn't wear that helmet when she was a baby.
The plates never fused together.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happens when you're an adult with a soft spot on your head.
Soft forehead.
Just like Sydney.
And so Bill calls Hal. We meet Hal, and he's just as much of a sad sack as ever.
No. We meet Petey first, and we meet Elijah Wood and all that.
That was my favorite scene of the whole movie.
What scene?
Elijah Wood, being the leading expert in the field of being a
Elijah
man.
Wood was introduced through Hal. I thought Hal was going to pick up
Yes.
Petey.
Yeah, but
and
Bill
then
doesn't call Hal yet.
Okay.
He doesn't call Hal until the motel.
Okay. So, anyways, we're reintroduced to Hal as an adult, and he's going to pick up his son for his visitation. We find out that he's basically a deadbeat dad. He only has visitation once a year, and
He's afraid of the monkey killing his son.
and he's kind of ambushed by his ex and her new husband, played
Who
by
steal
Elijah
his
Wood.
power. They steal his fatherly energy.
That was good. He was like, they're holding hands on the couch, and then he goes, "I just took your power, Hal." It's like, what does that mean?
Well, yeah, he's like, I can feel the parental energy, like, you know, because he's touching both the mother and the father of Petey. He's like, I can feel the parental energy, and then he goes like and then he says, I just sucked the fatherly energy from you. And he's like, I was like, but wait, no, hey.
He's like, I did not give you permission to take my power. And he's like, too late, I have your power.
He's like, too late, I have your power. And
It's
and
just
they ambush
hilarious
him
that like
and basically tell him like, hey, we're going to have Elijah Wood adopt Petey. And
yeah.
there's nothing you can do about it.
Takes a swig from his giant water bottle.
It's like he picks it all the way up. Pickle.
Wow, that's almost the exact same size, Sydney.
No. This is only I don't know. 32 ounces?
Get a plastic
Which I
water
don't think
bottle
that
like a
is
real
actually,
heathen.
I don't think that's actually possible that you could just force someone to
Adopt.
Yeah. You know?
No, you have to go to court. Like Hal has
Well,
rights as a parent.
Maybe he doesn't have rights though. Maybe he has no visitation rights, no guardianship, and they just let him see him once a year.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's probably what's happening. And so Hal wants to isolate. Hal is isolating himself, especially from his son, because he's afraid that if he's close to anyone, the monkey will get the people that he's close to, which makes sense because the monkey killed like everyone he loved as a kid. So like,
well, I don't know. I mean, it is kind of bizarre. After a decade of the monkey not killing anyone close to you, I think I'd feel safe. Be like, I'm probably good. I'm pretty sure it's going to stay down there at the bottom of the well for now. But
once the aunt gets killed, we find out that people, like from the realtor, when they go back to the aunt's house after Bill calls Hal, we have the death in the pool of that poor woman, which was
that
very
comes later. Yeah,
that was very Final Destination. But when we find out from the realtor at the aunt's house that she was like, yeah, like someone has died every day in Casco, like every single day, and it's been the weirdest thing.
2, 3, 4, 6 people die in one day.
Yeah. So what happens is, after visiting his son and picking up his son for this one last parental visit, so he's gonna like have one last hurrah with Petey, and then apparently give him up to Elijah Wood. He gets a call from Bill, and Bill says,
"The monkey that likes killing our family. It's back."
Basically.
Well, I wish he said that. That line isn't in the actual movie, but he tells him that the monkey's, I don't even think he says the monkey's back. He basically says, our aunt died. You got to go take care of her estate. And Hal's like, why don't you? And Bill says, fuck you.
Yeah.
And so he is sidelined from his plans to go to amusement park with his son, and goes to his aunt's house, and he's inquiring about, like, did she perchance have this toy monkey about, and the realtor either was lying or didn't know about it.
Well, she goes, we had the estate sale. So they already had the estate sale, and we see the kid with the banks take the monkey. And she says that she was like, a lot of stuff was sold in the estate sale. We made $100.
Yeah.
We made nearly $100.
Which is wild. They don't usually have an estate sale before next of kin can show up.
Hilarious. It's just like
but,
someone went in there and just said, take all this shit.
But again, in this world, it's the world of fuck you, but especially fuck Hal. And so from all the occurrences in the deaths, like it's obvious that the monkey's back, that someone's turning that key. And we have another death, which is shown in the trailer of the realtor just opening a random closet with a shotgun trap set up in it.
Was it even a shotgun trap, or the shotgun was just leaning up and it just fell and shot?
I know it kind of seemed like it was a trap, but at the same time, like, it's the monkey, so
right.
The monkey can
Well,
kind of just
my thought was just
happen.
like, why would there be a shotgun trap in that
Maine?
door?
Oh my God. 100% that tracked for me. I was like, yeah, you could just, a booby trap in a house like that makes sense.
Dude,
People,
remember when my friend
ruthless.
went to jail for booby trapping his house?
Oh my God, yeah.
That was on the afterpod. I think I shared that, but
I remember that. So nuts.
So then it's kind of a blur. Like there's more deaths, but mostly we're led to Bill, and we basically find out that Bill's an insane, person.
He's like, someone has to turn the monkey key, and if why would someone have to do that? You don't have to do that. But he's just trying to kill Hal because he's evil and he hates Hal.
Why doesn't he just murder Hal?
Because he wants to use the monkey, because the monkey killed the mom, and he figured out that Hal turned the key to make the monkey kill the mom, but he was trying to make it kill Bill. So then he wants to get his revenge through the monkey.
And the mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, no more monkeys jumping on the bed.
That was my favorite when I was a kid.
It was also my favorite.
No more monkeys jumping on the bed.
So, yeah, we find out that Bill is just desperate to have the monkey kill Hal.
And he thinks the way that this can happen is if Petey turns the key for some reason.
Right. Well,
because I get it.
When Hal turned it, his mom died.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's Bill has this evil lair, and it gets pretty over the top at the end.
At the Casco Hotel. Did you catch that? It was at the Casco Hotel instead of the Casco Hotel. The Casco Hotel.
Let's look it up on Google Maps.
I doubt.
Is there a Casco Hotel?
I doubt it.
Bring it up. Jamie, look it up. So
I'm on it, Joe.
What's the main thing that happens at this point is Bill goes nuts and just starts going ham
it's not a place.
on the key. And just turns it over and over and over and over and over again. And which literally just unleashes the apocalypse on Casco. And we just hear
a
in the
plane drops
background,
out of the sky.
Planes dropping out of the sky, and which is timely. And
the bee death was so yucky. That was so gross. I didn't like
You don't like
that one.
bees?
No, it was imagine it's like the bugs are actually in your skin. Like the bugs are actually under your skin. That's so scary. Yeah.
Yeah, for any of you listening to this who may be thinking if there may be bugs in your skin, there are.
Peel your skin off. They're coming.
Don't.
They're coming.
We'll be held liable. Yeah, so
they're coming.
Yeah, basically the end of the movie is the apocalypse in Casco, capped off with literally, a pale horse with a pale rider.
Okay, what was that? I didn't get it. I didn't like it. I was like, why is there a fucking ghost here now? Why was there a ghost? I thought that was was that supposed to be Adam Scott?
I thought you read the Bible, Sydney.
I understand what the fucking 4 horsemen of the apocalypse are, but there was only one. That's not 4.
Well, it's in the book of Revelations. It describes a pale horse and its rider named Death. It's it's basically it's a literary reference that's very common.
Stupid.
Okay, what I thought was more stupid was Bill, like, coming to realize that he shouldn't be evil all along, and that he actually loves his brother, and the whole ending, I was just like, what? This man just committed genocide.
I know.
And now he's like, oh yeah, I guess you did suffer when mom died too. I guess we can be brothers again.
Yeah.
I've never been on a road trip.
Come with us.
Those are like almost verbatim what the lines are. By
No,
the
I
way.
love it because like he realized like, oh yeah, she's your mom too, and it's played straight as if like he actually just realized that, which
It's not good. That's not funny.
And then he gets killed with the bowling ball, just like how
people laughed in the theater. In my theater, people laughed. I laughed.
I was so
you
bored.
laughed from
It was
peer
funny.
pressure. You
I
heard
was-
other people laughing, and you thought you needed to as well.
I think it was the script that was really throwing me off. Like it should have been funnier to me. Like I was like, is that all Hal's gonna say? Like it's like it was almost like all of the lines were like cut off or something. Like it just wasn't compelling to me. And especially the ending. Like I was just like, if you're gonna do a Final Destination, lean into the fucking craziness of Final Destination, or don't, like, I don't know. Make the redemption
I
arc
got
better.
my fill of crazy deaths. Like it wasn't. I think Final Destination leans into like elaborate setups and bizarre occurrences happening
Yeah, it's
to cause
awesome.
the deaths. Does a little bit in that, but mostly it's just like, let's just do the craziest looking deaths, like the girl jumping into the pool, the electricity. Like
I
it
did like
would've
when
been-
Hal was like, "What is that, a leg?" And he's like, "This at the leg."
she explodes.
She
She
explodes.
doesn't just get electrocuted. She literally explodes into like a mist,
Which
except for
wouldn't
one
happen.
leg. Yeah.
They like smacks him in the face.
The last scene is the cheerleaders getting killed, though.
Yeah.
Okay, do you guys understand what the cheerleaders were about? Because there's a scene
The
where
body comes out.
the body's out, yay! And I was like, what? It doesn't
the
even
setup-
explain
the setup
these
is-
cheerleaders.
The setup was like people were dying every day and it was becoming a thing in the town. And the cheerleaders, in this world of completely dark humor, were like, we're cheering on another death. I don't know. It's bizarre, but it was funny. I don't know. Anyways, the
Monkey.
final recommendations for who would like the
Monkey. I think if you're into Curious George, Planet of the Apes, that new biographic of that one guy,
Robbie Williams.
Robbie Williams, then you might like this. No, I think if you like Final Destination, this is pretty much in the same vein, and it's funnier than Final Destination. I like it more, and I did like it. I just didn't think it was like a must see or like one of the best movies of the year, like apparently Bryce did.
Yeah, I texted my friend after I saw this, and I just texted him, I saw the monkey. And then I was like, the monkey movie. And he goes, well, if you saw a monkey, that would be way cooler. And I was like, I know, right? It wouldn't have been, because this movie wasn't that good. But no, I didn't really like it, so I wouldn't recommend it.
I think the thing that with me is like, I recognize that this is very, very attuned to my humor. Like this dark, very dry, like humor is where my mind lives a lot of the time. So that's why I give it
Hard
such a
Eyes
high
was
score.
funnier. I thought Hard Eyes was funnier than this.
Yeah, I didn't. I don't remember. I think I'll remember the laughs in this one. I'm not going to remember the laughs in Hard Eyes. I honestly don't remember what I laughed at.
It's kind of interesting that the past two new releases, this and Hard Eyes, have been very like on the nose.
Companion as well.
Yeah, like the word I'm looking for is escaping me, but it's a parody. Parody is kind of what I was looking for.
Yeah. Yeah, because Hard Eyes is a parody of like like rom-com subverting like slasher tropes, and this is a parody of like a Final Destination type. I don't know. I think it's cool that Stephen King like lets people do his books and stuff for like $1. I think that's a great way to get like independent filmmakers like out there. But like Osgood Perkins is a better director than this, in my opinion. So I would just go watch The Black Coat's Daughter instead.
All right. Well, I recommend it to anyone that likes to have a fun time, you know.
I don't like having fun.
That's an example of the laughs we have here.
All right. Let's move on to horror movie whores.
What? How many do we have?
We have a lot, actually.
Fuck, I gotta pee.
Just play some. I have to get out of here at 3, or actually before 3, because I have a house showing, and I'm nervous about that because I just got that text just now while we were sitting here.
Oh my
and
God.
I'm freaking out, trying to figure out how I'm going to clean my house while I have to do these episodes. So
okay, so full disclosure, if you left multiple voicemails in a row, we're probably not going to play all of them.
Hey, HMT, it's Michael from Central Virginia. As usual, I'm behind, but calling in about House of the Devil.
That is old.
A while ago, and just found my notes, so here we go. Number 1, gross pizza eating and licking fingers. I don't know why. That was a choice that was made. Someone made that direction. They were like, you're eating pizza, make it look as gross as possible. I think it was Greta that was eating the pizza. It was horrible.
Your blinkers on.
Next, tagline for this movie should be "Smoking Kills," because wow, out of nowhere. Number 3. Oh gosh, I'm driving. The sun's in my eyes. I'm blind. Number 3 is do all mid-80s girls dance the same way? So is it caused by a Walkman? Like, what's the deal? Because, like, she was dancing 100% the exact same dance that the girlfriend in Terminator 2 was, or no, the original Terminator, actually. Yeah, the original Terminator was when she was making that big old sandwich, that Agwood rice. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, that poor sandwich. Never made it out of the kitchen. Maybe halfway down the hall. Anyway, great episode, that one. Again, I'm late, but great job, everybody. Keep doing what you're doing. Hope you're staying warm, and talk to you soon. Bye.
It's a deep cut. We recorded that like a year and a half ago.
Yeah. Might want to leave a little more timely voicemails because I don't remember anything about those scenes at all.
I do. The Smoking Kills one is when Greta gets killed in that movie.
I mean, if that's like the mid '80s dance, I mean, bravo to them, because that was not filmed in the mid '80s.
It was set in the '70s and it was filmed in 2009.
Yeah, so
interesting. If all mid '80s women dance the same, then I dance like a mid '80s woman because I dance like my mom.
Holy, 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 God of all creation, holy, 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 this call is from beyond the grave. Hey, haven't talked to you in a long time, baby. Haven't been watching that much spooky stuff, but I went and saw Compañero in theaters.
Compañero.
And, it was a good time, baby. It was fun. I will say, throughout the movie, I was like, well, I could see this happening or this plot hole coming up. And some of the saves were a little bit lazy or kind of like, all right. But I said, I'll give it to him. Oh, but I wonder why he made this woman this sex robot, Iris. Why'd she have such modest boobies? Like, I wish it was just unsaid in the movie that they were just like, modest. She just had, they really like packed
Honkers.
her in and stuffed her up, and it was just like unsaid. No one mentions it, but she's just got massive, like inhuman boobs the whole movie, and we never address it.
Maybe he was an
And
ass
it's just
guy.
like, well, of course. Why would you do it? The other thing, that Lucas Gage, I don't like looking at his face on the screen. His big bleached chompers, and I don't know if Bare Minerals is back, but they powdered his face.
Bare Minerals, I use that.
Much. You don't need, and they were like in like the woods, and it wasn't like super sunny. You don't need to be that tan all the time. Some of the characters, like Kat and what's his name, Sergey, not fleshed out enough. Kat, I feel like she was a working girl, and it wasn't really touched on. Like, I feel like they could have made some suggestion of, like, she, you know, that, what's his name? The evil boyfriend, Tom Sajak or whatever his name is. He could have been like, oh, I was, you know, hiring her out for a while, and then, you know, obviously, if you can't really pay full price for this hooker, you're not going to get the best experience. So she's kind of like, you're an idiot, but maybe she's like, oh, but you know some stuff about technology. And then Sergey, I feel like he didn't have that much interaction with Kat. Like, I wanted to see their relationship. And I feel like they should have leaned in on him being, like, really curious and interested in.
Nope.
Cut off.
You got cut off.
Let us proclaim the mystery beyond the grave. Amen. Anyway, this is the part 2 of companion review from me. Sergey, he could have been like, oh, baby, I wish my bitch wife was like you, Iris. I wish my bitch wife was like you. And, like, you know, he could have been like, oh, you know, you're really faithful to Johnny Appleseed, whatever her boyfriend's name is. He'd be like, oh, not like me. I'm unfaithful to my wife. And, you know, Kat's over there, you know, she does what I want, but, you know, she doesn't like it. She doesn't do it with an enthusiastic attitude. I wish you was my bitch wife. And then we could get into, you know, him getting real violent. Because then it'd be like, oh, okay, he's a bigger piece of shit than we thought. But those are basically my critiques. I will say, you guys being like, it's disbelief of Harvey Guillen being with Lucas Gage. I don't know. I feel like those body types paired together, I feel like that's a dime a dozen. I feel like I see that all the time. You seen that guy's big fat ass? Big juicy butt? You want to kiss my butt?
It's so funny.
Wow. Wow.
Oh, it's so funny.
Okay,
Oh,
so I'm
my.
confused. Like, he was saying, who was the hooker?
No, he's talking about Iris being the sex bot, and he wishes that Sergey was like more of an asshole. But I think he was an asshole enough by just trying to rape her. Like, I think it worked.
Yeah.
In the scene.
Yeah, he's already an asshole because the other girl isn't his wife; it's his mistress.
No, that's what he said.
Can you rape a robot though?
Well, I don't know. Well, she didn't know she was a robot, so that's first. But no, he's saying, I wish you were like my bitch wife, and I have Kat over here, and she does what I want, but she doesn't like doing it. So I wish I had someone like you who would like doing whatever I wanted.
I see.
That's what he said.
Yeah. All right, Beyond the Grave. I'm sorry, we're going to skip over the next two. We got to give someone else a chance.
We'll listen to it eventually. Mwah.
Hello, horror movie talk. It is I, Dennis. I see you conveniently left out my last voicemail, so there must have been too much. But I'm calling back anyhow because of two things. First, Bryce, I would totally subscribe and follow the Instagram if you would post sexy photos. You're a hunk of a man. Second of all, even though we are mortal enemies, I would like to enter myself into the Bachelorette contest for Sydney. I know we don't get along, but I have something that she might want. That is no deductible, full coverage health care.
Oh!
And that's enough to get me into the brackets. We know what I'll call back.
Wow.
Otherwise, have a good day. And if you end up doing background checks on the contestants, I was framed.
That was funny.
First entry for Bachelorette.
That was funny. I like that. Full coverage healthcare. Need that.
Why is he your mortal enemy?
Is he the one that used to call every fucking day and say, you know what I'm talking about? Is that the same guy?
I've got a short attention span with voicemails. I don't know. Maybe.
Okay.
We got some characters.
What's up, guys? It's Troy from Florida. I have a serious question. Do you guys get to pick the ads that you guys do for your Spotify channel?
No.
We do not.
I just heard 7 Chumba Casino commercials, and it's going to haunt me in my dreams. All I can constantly hear is ch-ch-ch-ch-chumba on my way to work today. So maybe that's a plot for a new horror movie, and we've got Ryan Seacrest be the killer. That'd be awesome. Unfortunately, I can't participate in the Sydney Bachelorette. I'm a happily married guy, so I won't be able to give any content towards that.
Damn.
But exploitation on Instagram, unfortunately, is the only way for followage, I feel like, these days.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in a band. I post all this content, all these cool guitar videos, all these vocal videos, get nothing. As soon as I have a girl wearing one of our merch shirts pop on and advertise it, bam, all of a sudden we get a couple followers.
Yeah.
It's just unfortunately how it is. But Hard Eyes sounds like it's going to be fun. I'm watching it this weekend. Yeah, have a good Valentine's Day, and we'll talk to you soon.
I
Love you.
I like Troy. He's always on the streams, or most of the time he's on the streams, and he DM'd me some of his music on my private
cool.
Instagram, and I forgot to listen to it, but I will do it. I'm sorry. I will do it.
Hey guys, it's Michael from Central Virginia. Happy spooky season. It's what is it, October 1st?
What?
Wow, 2022 already. Jeez. Anyway, just listened to the Mummy review. And I'm with David, 100%, 10 out of 10. I love that movie. I don't even care if nostalgia's holding part of that up. It's just great fun. I don't know who this Max guy is, but I don't know how he didn't like this movie. 4 out of 10 is just, that's egregious, and a horrible review. And I hope you all take into consideration and just never have him on the show again, because that's terrible. Anyway, yeah, hope you have a good October. We're trying to figure out some great costumes here, and keep doing what you're doing. Thanks. Bye.
That scared me. I was like, what year is it?
No, it is true. I have the worst taste in movies.
Yeah, he's seen almost everything. I mean, you know.
Yeah, well, the thing is, when you see all the movies in the world, they kind of start blending together. You start, losing touch with humanity and what makes a movie good, and you just start seeing all the flaws.
Yeah, where would you put After Hours on, scale of 1 to 10?
Probably 5.
Fuck you.
What about Sunset Boulevard?
Oh, Sunset Boulevard is actually a personal interest of mine. I'd say at least a 7, but I'm leaning towards 8 because of those scenes.
I've never seen it. What's it about?
I think you should just see it for yourself. I don't want to spoil it.
Fair enough.
Hey, HMT. It's Michael from Central Virginia again. Hope you enjoyed the last voicemail that was like 10 seconds ago. Max, I'm just joking. But I'm not joking about in the afterpod. I really appreciate, or no, it's the end of the podcast actually, not the after pod yet. You were talking about your music podcast. I'm not sure if you're still running that, but
I'm not.
You talked about you and your co-host don't agree on some things from a religious perspective, but you said like how much you respect his opinions and things like that, and I think that's something that doesn't happen enough these days, especially with how polarized everyone seems to be with politics and religion and all that stuff. It didn't used to be like that. People, I mean, you know, some people couldn't handle it, but it used to be like if someone had an opinion, you could listen to it and be like, okay, that's your opinion, that's fine, I've got my opinion, and we can have our opinions. And so it's really good to hear that there are people that can still, you know, hear a differing opinion and say, okay, I understand where you're coming from. That's not my opinion on it, but I respect it, and we can move on. So, you know, it's really good to hear. Also, Dick Man Crease, from over in the Chesapeake area, I would love to get a Virginia contingent together at some point, one of these days, of HMT listeners. I think that'd be super cool. One of my really good friends put me on the show, or onto listening to the show, and I've been addicted since. So, yeah, if we can ever figure out a way to get all the Virginia people together, I think that'd be really, really cool. So anyway, hope you all are having a good week. It's actually February 13th, 2025. We just got a lot of snow. So anyway, hope you all are doing good, and talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, thanks for the voicemail. It's hard to say where listeners are from, because if you ever check, like, I don't even think we have the stats that show the locality anymore, but it always will just show the most populated cities. It'll be like, wow, we're really big in New York and Los Angeles and Chicago. Crazy.
Wow.
It's like, it's just a statistical sampling. Like, who knows where people are from.
This is funny, and I don't think I was being recognized because I've never been recognized for the podcast in public, obviously. But I was wearing an HMT sweatshirt, like, I don't know when it was, maybe last week or something. And some woman was like looking at me like she was trying to figure out where she knew me from. And she didn't say anything. And I didn't say anything. I was like shopping or something. And I was just like, I wonder if she knew. But at the same time, I could have had like a booger in my nose. So I don't know. Like, I don't know what it was.
I've never had HMT recognized in the wild or myself recognized in the wild, but my sister had like a coworker that listened to the show when she found out who I was. And then I know David wore a t-shirt to some faux place in Vancouver that recognized the logo and was a listener, which
That's
is crazy.
so cool.
And he didn't mention who he was to her at all, which
he was like, yeah, love the pod.
Yeah.
Wait, didn't you have that guy, Kyle, recognize you at like some event for your kids? You did an episode with him.
My wife met him. Yeah.
Oh.
No, like, yeah, we took our boys to gymnastics, and there was a woman that Aaron would chat with and found out that, because she'll drop that I have a podcast to random people and push it.
Rude.
But yeah, he was the person that listened to it. So yeah, I mean, it happens, but it hasn't happened directly to me. No one has been like, are you Bryce from Horror Movie Talk? Which, I don't know. I feel like when you see a bunch of familiar faces in the movie theater that see every horror movie, I'm like, one of these people.
Yeah, I always think it's going to happen there too. And it doesn't. And like, I feel like where maybe I would get recognized is like if I go to Salem, and because all those people probably watch horror movies that are like around there. But I don't know. It would
We should
be
go
cool.
to like a horror con and have a booth.
Yeah, that'd be fun. That'd be cute.
Yeah, but then we'd have to go to a horror con.
Yeah, no, that would suck.
We would just stay at the booth and just not move.
Let's see. According to
I have to pee so bad.
our pod track, we have somewhere in the range of like 4,000 to 6,000 listeners in the US. So out of 300 million,
That's pretty good.
what would be the statistical sample that you would find one person that listens?
Very small.
We'd have to find out. Anyway. All right, we got 3 more calls.
Oh my God. I have to pee
let's
so
just
bad.
end it.
I have to pee so bad. Can we do voicemails next week?
We have a lot to record
Please,
today, and
please.
I have to get out of here
Wow,
sooner
you guys
rather
are-
than later.
Whose show is this?
I gotta piss. I
Whose
really have to
episode
pee.
is this?
I really have to. I'm going pee.
All right. Everybody, thanks for listening. Bye.
Good day, sir.
Someone's trying to buy my house, Bryce.
You lose. You get nothing.
Is that a raincoat? Yes, it is.
I just took a stroll through the scraggly woods.
He had no face.
Horror.
Wow, that didn't sound good.
Monkey.